John Stevenson Sr. In the corporate office of Wells Fargo Advisors in St. Louis, a bronze impression of the hands of the late John Stevenson Sr. is on display. These are hands that guided business leaders in planning, offered a firm handshake when goals were achieved, and reached out to the community in times of need. Born in Rochester, Minnesota in 1941, Stevenson attended Quincy Public Schools and Lake Forest Academy. His magnetic personality was evident even as a teen.
John stands out all the time. He is the most charismatic, interesting, happy, creative person, and when John walks into the room, everybody smiles.
There was an older lady in town who ran an etiquette school for young ladies, and considered it was over a number of weeks that this went on, but the final lesson in the course always turned out to be, at least one year, that she advised all the girls that under no circumstances should they accept any invitation from John Stevenson to go out. And I think John said that did more for his reputation with the young teenage girls in Quincy than anything else that could have been done for him.
Stevenson graduated from the University of Denver and received his MBA from Wharton School of Finance. Following graduation, he worked as a salesman for Mormon Manufacturing and then for Gardner Denver in upstate New York, selling compressors.
But he has the soul of a salesman, and again, he did well, but his roots in Quincy were so deep that he quit that job and we moved here.
Stevenson opened a branch office for Blunt, Ellis & Lowy in 1972, and for 40 years he worked behind the scenes with Quincy business leaders as they planned for their company's future. Stevenson made money work for the business community.
Financial planning is very important, obviously, to any business, and to do it successfully, you need both people internally and I think outside advisors that can help you with it. John was a very consistent, conservative investor, really looked at the long term, never went for quick buck schemes. Some of the quick, big returns have high risk, and John really stayed away from those types of investments and really was really looking at the long range. And over time, people that kept their money with John did well. It's hard enough sometimes making a business profitable, and then sometimes hanging on to it is also a challenge.
Dad helped really countless families, businesses, and charitable institutions in town reach their goals. He liked to say it was his job to make people more conservative than they thought they wanted to be. He tried to keep them away from what he thought were imprudent investments and imprudent expenditures. And simply for that reason, a lot of entities are around today that wouldn't have been otherwise.
Today, his team manages nearly $1 billion in client assets. Registered Rep magazine has named him one of the top 50 advisors in the country. His team has been selected as one of the top teams in the nation by Research magazine and was also named to the 2008 Winner's Circle by R.J. Shook. In 2009, Wachovia Securities recognized Stevenson with its highest award, the Wachovia Way Award, for exemplary professional and personal success.
Why is he so successful? Well, not just in his business, but in everything that he does in the community. And the one word I can come up with is trust. People trust John. The people who work with him, who are his clients, feel that way, and that's why I think he's so successful.
Stevenson was a constant source of advice and revenue for many community organizations, including the CFM Foundation, the J.W. Gardner II Foundation, the Quincy Area Project, the Salvation Army, Cheerful Home, the Art Center, Quincy University, Quincy Humane Society, and many others.
The Art Center bears his family name. So many things do bear the family name, and I think he grew up with that and has a very deep responsibility and finds great satisfaction in helping many of these organizations out.
He's very philanthropic. He gives a lot of money away and doesn't like to get any attention for it.
John has been blessed in his life, and I believe that he realizes that. He's been blessed with resources, he's been blessed with family, and I just believe that he wants to give back to our community and to others who don't have what he has.
My father has been really the perfect example of how an adult male should be in virtually every aspect of life. He's very intelligent. He's got just unimpeachable integrity. He's very generous with his family. He's very generous with his community. And that in itself has created a good example and a challenge of something to live up to.
Stevenson and his wife Carolyn had 2 children. Stevenson died November 25, 2011.